come to you in the counter punching.
Uh-huh.
Why did you abandon that strategy?
Well, she was moving around a lot, so I didn't want to seem like I was afraid to move forward and not pursue the fight. So I was trying different things that I worked on. But I came up in weight, so Holly was really strong. So I was trying to, use my counter punching or something like that when I would sit back. But then sometimes she wouldn't come forward, so I wanted to pursue.
Were you surprised by her sitting down in her punches? She's punched with a lot more authority tonight than I've seen her in a couple of years.
Yeah, I was a little surprised, but I expected her to try to fight. I expected her to try to do that.
What did you think about her speed?
She's pretty fast. She's stronger than I thought that she would be. I don't know if it's because of the size or whatever, but she was pretty strong.
I can't remember if it was the third or fourth round where you came and just blitzed her, like went right at her. I mean, what led to that? Were you just frustrated?
Well, not really frustrated. I was trying to basically not give her enough time to move away. So I was trying to go forward to catch her, to stop her before she moved. Her foot movement is really good, so it's not really easy to catch her when she starts going. It's kind of hard.
Mary looked like she was bothering you with her feints. She'd get you to move, and then she'd counter after she'd start with a feint.
I don't really remember if it was more so bothering me or not, but
you guys are great.
possibly certain points that I don't know, like I don't know. It was more so the movement that bothered me. I would say.
Are you gonna go back down and wait and stay there?
Definitely. Holly was really strong, and 140. I walked around at 140. It was hard for me to stay there. Like when I got on the scales, I was 137, and everybody was asking me, "Well, are you hungry?" Like, not really, because I didn't have to do nothing to lose weight.
What's next? Argentina for you? You got a mandatory, right, at lightweight?
Yeah, lightweight. Definitely. I like to go back to my weight class. I mean, it was good to fight a champion like Holly and come up, and I went all 10 rounds. We fought good. It's a few rounds that I felt I did well, but she was a lot stronger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to be in a fight with somebody that's that much stronger than me, because it's hard to do what you like to do.
You don't seem that disappointed. Are you just taking this as a learning experience?
I'm disappointed. I mean, any fighter would be disappointed to lose a fight, but I know I was fighting a world champion, so.
You're going to see big things from Mary McGee.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'll open it up for questions.
Holly, how tough was Mary compared to some of your other fights?
She's very tough, in this whole training camp, we knew she's the type of fighter that doesn't just close her eyes and swing. She keeps her eyes open, tries to pick shots. We knew she'd probably be trying to counter, so we were trying to, throw some fakes and feints to try and see what she was thinking, what her game plan was, because she's a smart fighter. She's not just a brawler. She's very strong, and she's technical, and she's conditioned. She has the whole package, and so she was a very tough opponent, definitely.
Holly, I've never seen you sit down and get punches like tonight. Was that something you were working on special?
I did want to sit down on my punches, and I still am never satisfied. I think I should have done this more, I should have done that more, but that also tells me that I want to keep learning and keep getting better. I want to be like a sponge. I always want to learn. All this, last boxing fight, I'm not done fighting. I still want to learn. I still want to pursue a career, and I think that this is something that I can help try and build from.
Do you think this was your best performance ever? It was that I've seen.
I think every performance is just different, and styles make it, matchups make a difference. Different styles make a different fight, and you can never look and say, well, this person beat that person, so I can be that person, because it's never like that. Styles make a difference, and I think this style that her and I have just made for a different fight tonight.
I have to admit, I'm shocked. I actually picked her to win.
Hey, she's a good champion. It's I'm glad that people know the caliber of fighter that she is.
How bad did you want that knockout? Like Austin said, you were sitting on those punches pretty good, but
I mean, what fighter doesn't want it, you know? Of course I do. She wanted to knock me out just as badly, guaranteed. So yeah, I wanted it. And then I think, oh, maybe I should have done this and that in an earlier round a bit, you know. But it's sometimes if you would have been searching for those things, you may have run into something else. So the fight went how it went, and this is where we're at.
Holly, I know you're going into MMA, and this is your last boxing match, but you think at some point you're going to get tempted to come back and fight Breakus?
You know, I knew where my heart was before this fight, and there still was that, I wonder how I'll feel after the fight, you know? If I lose, am I going to be really bummed out because he wants to go out like that? If I win, am I going to be like, ooh, I want to do this again? And, you know, I really feel done. And with this, just with this, I'm definitely not done fighting. And, you know, there's a lot of things that I think about, and a lot of things that have brought me to where I have made this decision. It hasn't been something that has been a decision just made overnight. You know, it's been something I've been thinking about for about a year. And I just kept thinking, well, this opportunity, you know, let's just keep following this and see where it goes. And really, I think when it just came to a head was in January. There was the talk, we were almost going to put the fight together with Cecilia, and it didn't happen in April, and she took the fight with me at St. John, and that's when I said, you know, I'm going to go MMA. Might as well do something with the time here. I'm not, and I've always said I'll never just sit around and wait for one fight. And after that, I even found more of a passion to want to do that. And so for this fight, I told my coach, I said, I'm very excited about this fight. I'm into it, I'm focused on it, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be it. And he goes, well, I want you to think about it and come back to me. And I mean, it's been over a week, I thought, really think, and because it was already had been a year, you know, and I'd been starting to think, when will I make the transfer from 2011, when I had my first MMA fights. And I'm 31, I'm still young, but if I want to make a go at MMA, then I want to give some time for it. And that's where I'm at, and that's where my passion's at, that's where my heart is at, and I've told myself, and I think I've told every single one of you, I'm going to fight for whatever it is as long as I'm passionate about it. And if I feel like that passion is going somewhere else, I'm going to follow it. I've stayed true to that statement since the beginning, and I'm going to stay with it. It's done well for me. It's a lot of people are thinking I'm taking, I don't know where the easier route came from. I've only had 3 fights, and this is a road unknown, and a lot that I've learned. I'm a beginner, but it's also kind of, I think, what's intriguing me and wanting me to go that way.
how soon?
That 10th round of those fans, what was that like for you?
It's surreal, and it's what's fueled me my whole career.
Holly, the undercard was terrific. When you're waiting in your dressing room, are you even aware of that?
You know, yeah. Well, on just the technical, I mean, the basics part, it's like, well, we need to know kind of where the fights are at, so we know we need to start warming up and all that stuff. But not only that, you know, Manny is one of our teammates, and he had the first fight, so I watched a little bit of it. And, you know, with Matthew Baca, you know, I consider him with the team, so I really wanted him to do well as well. And so I'm aware of it, and you know, you're checking in and out, but I don't want to lose focus on what I'm doing either. You know, it's all one thing that I love about Albuquerque is it is a fighting town, and they fight with passion and heart. And usually the undercards, they're great because they put it all out there.
It was a great night of boxing.
I agree.
How soon before we see you in the cage?
I don't know. I haven't really talked about it much, and I didn't even, you know, after the last press conference about, you know, me wanting to go to MMA, I told Mr. Winklejohn, this week I will do interviews and that's it, because I don't want any distractions. I mean, I have Mary McGee in front of me at the time, and I didn't want to be thinking MMA all the time and not be focusing. So had that press conference. I did a couple interviews that week. I shut it off. There's about 5 other interviews. I told them, you know what, I'm gonna act like this isn't even happening until after the fight because I need to keep my focus where it's at, you know, and that was on this fight with Mary.
Mike, what did you think of her performance, especially now transitioning into MMA?
You know, I think it was great. You know, Mary was as slick as I thought she was going to be. She's got a great future. I'm not lying. This girl's going to go real far. I was real happy with Holly. She was sitting down on her punches, like everybody's discussing. It was the body shots that were really taking their toll on Mary. She was even punching through her protector that was sliding. It's not Mary's fault. I think it's a girl hip waist ratio thing. Every girl that Holly's ever fought, they always start sliding. Like, we'll start seeing it when we watch films. And Holly's, punching through it and hurting the girl, and I think it made a big difference, slowed her down quite a bit. The only time she came forward, other than ego, and to show the fans that she was willing to come forward, because her game plan was to catch Holly coming in. She was waiting, you could tell, she was going to try to kill her. I don't blame her. Was after she got hurt, but she wanted to prove that she was, and she'd come in. And Holly picked up on everything. Holly listened real well. She's just got smarter every fight. That's all I can say. She's as smart as anybody out there. What people don't understand with Holly is everyone wants to counterpunch her coming in, and almost every girl that comes in here, somehow they end up at like Stephanie Hardmiro's place, and Stephanie always seems to tell her, wait, try to catch her when she's lunging in. Guess what? No one understands how fast Holly's feet are. It doesn't work.
Mike, with Holly going to the MMA, will you work with any other fighters? Or?
Box fighters? Probably not. If I have some of my guys that want to box, maybe so, but there's only so many hours in the day.
24.
And it's just one of those situations that I'm blessed to have a good job with a good group of people. If Holly's boxing or one of the other people that box with us, of course I'll work.
How happy are you about the transition?
I think it's great. You know what? Whatever Holly wants to do, I'm going to support her 100%. She's always supported everybody else on our team, whether they're boxing, kickboxing, doing MMA. She's always helped everybody out, and everybody wants to help her the same way.
Mike, is there a little bit of relief that now it's just going to be MMA because you were going back and forth?
I don't know. You know what? It's Holly's an easy student. She basically just picks things up. But I think it will help when she gets to focus full time on doing MMA. But you know what? It keeps her in the gym. It keeps her working. Most people have a tendency to fight and then take a big break, a little vacation. Holly's the one that she never stops working out. She's the most physically fit athlete, I think, in the world, period, in any sport. As far as the females goes, for sure.
Lenny, as a promoter, what's your focus going to be with Holly? Doing MMA shows here?
Yes, absolutely. We're looking at MMA, and that's what Holly wants to do. That's what we want to follow. She's the client. She wants to do that, and we'll, like Mike said, we will support her with whatever she wants to be. You know, she has a passion for that. Our goal is to make her the best MMA fighter in the world. And I know Mike and Holly won't say that, but our goal is Ronda Rousey. I mean, we want Ronda Rousey. That's what I'm looking for, and my job is to make that come to fruition.
How close do you feel that fight is? And just thinking down the line, 3, 4 fights?
A year and a half. I mean, Holly needs 4 or 5 fights. But I think within 5, 6 fights, easily that Holly would, I'd put her, Holly's not boxing no more, but I'll put it like this. Will Ronda get in the ring with Holly tomorrow in a boxing match? I don't think so. Same thing. Holly needs to learn her ground game a little bit better. And, stand-up game, I don't think there's a comparison, but she got the best coach in the world, so, whatever comes in, she'll take care of it.
Lenny, how do you see yourself filling up the arena without Holly for boxing?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But that's not to say that she's not going to fight here. Nobody said she won't fight. There's going to be events here. As far as this could be the venue, there's other venues, but wherever that cage is set up, be there.
Are you planning to do any all boxing shows?
I'm sorry?
Are you planning to do any all boxing events?
Yes.
Holly's is starting to set in yet, but boxing's over. I mean, just after the fight, just sitting here through this press conference so far.
Yeah, I think a big thing is when I first started fighting, my whole amateur career was kickboxing. And so, yes, this is a big chapter. I think that's just being closed, but I guess I don't feel as, and maybe it hasn't set in, I don't know, but I'm thinking still of the future. I don't feel like it's over, so I think that I'm not, freaking out or thinking, oh my gosh, this is over. 'Cause I don't feel, if you're a fighter, you're a fighter, and whether you get in, whether it's the cage or the ring, you're still up against another opponent that is trained to beat you, and there's still the same mental aspect behind that. It's just different tools you're using while you're in there. But I think that when I look back, I've always said that every fight is its own journey, and this has definitely been its own journey. It was it was up and down, emotions were up and down. I think everybody, especially in the media, knows there's a lot of controversy around it. There's a lot of negativity out there, but there's also a lot of positive things, and I just I've kind of shut it out and just kind of I kind of just zoned out and did my own thing, and so I'm sure I'm gonna get home and sit there and just think about all of it, and really I'll probably have to tell myself, yeah, that really happened, but it's over. And I still look back now from even during my career before I was ready to change it. I would look, oh man, that fight was, I remember this emotion with that fight, and I remember, you even remember moments in a fight, defining moments in your career. And boxing has been something that has not just, I haven't learned just things through boxing, but I've learned life lessons through the sport, and I'm forever changed from it, so I'm very appreciative.
And Mike, on behalf of the boxing community, just thank you for keeping boxing alive the last 10 years.
Absolutely.
I've done it without you guys.
I could go in the gym every day and train, but if I don't have the support, if I don't have the promoter, if I don't have a real boxing coach, I'm a forever changed person because of everybody here, and that's all there is to it.
I just want to know if anybody saw her kick me in the face when see that? I think she practiced.
She's already practicing. But, I'm going to address your question for a second. I don't know if all of you know, but Holly's she's had 3 hard fights, and she's, the fighting part is the easy part. She's trained since November till right now. She's been training for 7-8 months straight through Thanksgiving, Christmas. She's missed a lot of opportunities. Now 1 anniversary, and she's dedicated. Like Mike said, she's the most fit person in the sport. She needs to give her body a break and take a break and spend some time with her husband and sit down, and believe me, we've got an exciting plan for Holly, and I'm very excited for the future. So thank you all for coming out.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.